Today, we're journeying to the Salisbury Plain in England, home to one of the most iconic and enigmatic monuments on Earth, Stonehenge. Picture this: massive stones, some weighing up to 40 tons, arranged in a perfect circle. It's a breathtaking sight. But here's the kicker. This structure was built over 5,000 years ago, long before the invention of modern machinery. So the question that has baffled historians, archaeologists, and dreamers for centuries is how, and more importantly, why? Let's travel back in time. The story of Stonehenge isn't a single event. It's a construction project that spanned over 1,000 years, starting around 3000 BC. It wasn't built in a day. It evolved in several phases. The first phase involved a large circular ditch and bank known as a henge. Inside this circle, 56 pits, now called the Aubrey holes, were dug. Archaeologists believe these may have held timber posts or even standing stones. But the real showstoppers, the giant stones we see today, came later. Around 2500 BC, the landscape of Stonehenge was dramatically transformed. This is when the massive sarsen stones were brought to the site. These are the huge upright stones and the lintels that lie across them, forming the famous trilithons, those iconic three-stone structures. These sarsens are a type of sandstone, and geologists have traced their origin to a place called West Woods, about 20 miles north of Stonehenge. Now, imagine the sheer effort. These stones weigh an average of 25 tons. That's the equivalent of 4 adult African elephants. The largest, the heel stone, weighs around 30 tons. Transporting these colossal blocks over 20 miles of rolling countryside, without wheels, without cranes. How did they do it? The prevailing theory is that they used a combination of sledges, rollers made of logs, and sheer manpower. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people would have been needed to pull and push these stones, inch by painstaking inch. It would have been an incredible community effort, a project of monumental scale and dedication. But that's only half the story. There's another type of stone at Stonehenge, the smaller blue stones. Though smaller, their journey is even more astounding. Geochemical analysis has pinpointed their origin to the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. Can you even comprehend that? Transporting stones, some weighing up to 4 tons, across that vast distance, across land and possibly water. Some theories suggest they were floated on rafts along the Welsh coast and up rivers like the Avon. Others propose a long, arduous overland journey. Whichever method they used, it represents an almost unbelievable feat of ancient engineering and determination. Why go to all that trouble for these specific stones? There must have been something incredibly special about them. Once the stones arrived, the next challenge was to raise them. It's believed they dug large pits with one sloping side. The stones were then slid into the pits and hauled upright using ropes made from plant fibers and wooden frames. Getting the lintels on top was another puzzle. They might have built enormous timber platforms or, as some suggest, laboriously built up a ramp of earth and rubble to slide the lintel stones into position. The level of precision is remarkable. The tops of the lintels are almost perfectly level, and they were fitted together using sophisticated woodworking techniques, like mortise and tenon joints, but carved in stone. This wasn't just piling rocks. This was highly skilled architecture. So we have a good idea of the how, but the why remains the ultimate mystery. Why did these ancient people pour so much energy, resource, and time into building Stonehenge? One of the most compelling clues lies in its alignment. If you stand in the center of the circle on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, you'll see the sun rise directly over the heel stone, which stands just outside the main circle. And on the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the sunset is perfectly framed by one of the central trilithons. This precise astronomical alignment has led many to believe that Stonehenge was a giant calendar or a sophisticated astronomical observatory. It could have helped these early farming communities track the seasons, know when to plant their crops, and when to harvest. The cycle of the sun, moon, and stars was fundamental to their survival, and Stonehenge may have been their way of mapping and celebrating that cosmic clockwork. It was a connection between the heavens and the earth, a place to understand their world. But the purpose was likely more than just practical. The sheer number of human remains found buried around Stonehenge suggests it was also a sacred place, a place of ritual and ceremony. It could have been a temple for sun worship, a site for religious festivals that coincided with the solstices. The journey of the bluestones from Wales also hints at a spiritual significance. Perhaps the Preseli Hills were considered a magical or sacred place, and the stones were believed to possess healing properties. Some theories propose that Stonehenge was a center for healing, a prehistoric Lourdes where people traveled from far and wide seeking cures for their ailments. The remains found there do show signs of injury and disease, lending some weight to this idea. It was also a burial ground, a place for the honored dead. The Aubrey holes, originally thought to be for posts, are now known to have held cremated human remains. Stonehenge may have been a domain of the ancestors, a monumental cemetery dedicated to the ruling dynasties or the spiritual leaders of the time. Building such a grand structure for the dead speaks to a complex belief system about the afterlife and the importance of honoring those who came before. And then, of course, there are the more fringe theories. For a mystery this profound, it's no surprise that some have looked beyond the conventional. Could Stonehenge be the work of a lost, advanced civilization? Or, as some popular theories suggest, could it have been a landing pad for extraterrestrial visitors? While these ideas are exciting to think about, there's no concrete archaeological evidence to support them. The true marvel of Stonehenge lies not in a hypothetical alien intervention, but in the proven ingenuity and collaborative spirit of our own ancient ancestors. The fact that prehistoric people, with simple tools made of stone, wood, and bone, could achieve something so magnificent is, in itself, mind-boggling. Over the millennia, Stonehenge has continued to stand, a silent witness to the passing of ages. The Roman conquest, the rise and fall of kingdoms, the Industrial Revolution, it has seen it all. It has inspired poets, artists, and mystics. It has been a source of national pride and a constant puzzle for the human mind. Today, even with all our scientific tools and archaeological knowledge, Stonehenge refuses to give up all its secrets. Each discovery seems to open up a new set of questions. It is a place that forces us to confront the limits of our understanding and to marvel at the depth of our own history. It wasn't just a pile of stones. It was the heart of a vibrant, complex culture. It was a calendar, a temple, a cemetery, a symbol of power, and a masterpiece of engineering. It was likely all of these things and more. The stones still stand, whispering their ancient secrets across the Salisbury Plain. They remind us that there are mysteries that time cannot easily solve. Why was it truly built, and by whom exactly? Perhaps some questions are meant to endure, to keep us wondering, searching, and dreaming. What do you think? Was Stonehenge a celestial clock, a sacred healing center, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Until next time, keep questioning.